Shami bringing you Thursday's watch list. Just going to start off with the indexes and then we'll move on to the watch list. One thing I'm doing different tonight and going forward with the watch list is I'm only going to cover stocks that you can trade options with. And then on the stock watch list that I post in the group, you're going to actually see the ticker symbol, trigger price, recommended option that I would use, and then along with some notes. That way, I don't really think that anyone here trades shares, and I want to make sure that the material I'm providing is something that can actually be of use to you guys. So taking a look at SPY here, you can see it's just pulling back a little, not even pulling back, it's just kind of going sideways, which once again is normal after such a large move that we've had the last couple of weeks. So overall, still an uptrend, looks good. Move on over to the Qs. Qs closing on a little bit of a reversal bar, but the volume is on a decrease from yesterday. Something to keep an eye on, but still, once again, we're a little extended and in good shape. IWM is actually picking up now, so this is definitely something to keep our eye on. Small caps might start to pick up, which means there might be more small or plays in small caps, which tend to give bigger returns. So that's something I'm definitely hyped for if that does end up happening. So I'm definitely going to keep an eye on IWM the next couple of days. The Dow still looks like crap. Wouldn't really touch any stocks in the Dow. Don't really care for this index personally, but I still like to look at it just in case. Might be some opportunities there. Here's the first stock on the watch list. This is Zim. See how it broke out of this nice base right here? Now it's kind of just retesting the support area here. Also bouncing off that 8 EMA. And today we did it on a pickup in volume, closed with a bullish hammer. So we take out today's highs at 51, and you could look to make a purchase of the option contract. One thing to take note of is that this is a pullback setup, so you just want to be a little more cautious. You want to go in with a lighter position. They're just pullback setups just aren't as likely to pan out as a flat base breakout or a cup and handle breakout. So just keep that in mind with anything I ever say. If I'm ever talking in regards to a flat base, or excuse me, in regards to a pullback setup, you always want to go lighter and keep a tighter leash on it. So something to keep in mind, if it's above the pivot, it's good. If it's below the pivot, it's bad. You don't want to be in a play that doesn't, if it goes right through the pivot with volume and then immediately comes back down, it's not the day for that stock. Just move on. You'll find another stock with more power. You want to be in the stocks that have the most power. That's where you're going to make the most money. Okay, next we have on the list we have ZI. So ZI, this is a mover. This moves, it's very volatile. So keep that in mind if you do plan on playing it. But today it did pull back on a decrease in volume. If we look here, we can actually see it's forming a little pennant. Not even a pennant, but it's in a little downtrend. Pullback. If we break above today's highs at 65.50, you can look to start a position. Now, once again, I would go light. It's doesn't really have it's not a flat base breakout, so be mindful of that. But the numbers are great. Excuse me, the ratings are great. The numbers are great. So it's definitely a powerful stock. You could see the move it had in the last couple months. Okay, we have net. Now net isn't breaking out of a nice base here. Increase in volume. Ratings are good. It doesn't have any EPS growth, but it does have good revenue. So as long as it checks off the box in one of these, we're looking good. Also, the RS rating here, it's close to new highs, which is exactly what you want to see when a stock is breaking out into new highs. So this is definitely one to play. Yeah, it looked good. Nvidia. Okay, so this stock is getting a little extended now. That's for sure. So although it's forming a pennant, and it could potentially break out of this, since it's so extended, I would not play this unless you plan to day trade it. Because for me personally, I own shares of this. This would be an add-on. So if it were to break out of this pennant, I would add more to my position. I would never start a new position here because it's already so extended. But for someone that's playing options or that just wants to day trade it, if we break above 227, get in for the momentum push and then just take your profits. I would not make this a new buy up here. It's way too extended. Cooper. Okay, so Cooper's breaking up a nice cup and handle. See this? Cup and then handle. The volume's lacking a bit today, but the numbers you can't dismiss. The ratings look good. Forward estimates look great. RS rating is going into new highs. So we want to break above 40. I would no do 39.80 with volume. That's one thing I got to emphasize is with all of these breakouts, you want to make sure that when we're going through the pivot, there's a lot of volume. What do I mean by a lot of volume? I'll show you. Look at Netflix today. Let's see. Midday, you see these giant volume spikes? This is what you want to see when we're going through the pivot. Right here. One. Again. Here. That shows that other people are seeing what we're seeing. It's giving conviction to the play. If you don't have volume, just ignore the play. It's not worth playing. You'll more than likely get shaken out. It will more than likely be a failed breakout. It's just not worth your time, and you'll lose money on the play, so why bother? Here we have Cisco. So Cisco, the numbers, there's not really much going on there, but the ratings are mediocre, and it has a nice setup here. I like it. So it's definitely worth considering. We just break this downtrend. And also, you see a lot of these spikes. They're blue lines. It's buyers, which is good. So if we break above 59.30, yeah, I'd say 59.30 just to be safe, you can look to start a new position. Now this is a pullback setup. This is more aggressive. So just be sure to go with a lighter position. Here we have Star. Now what I really like about Star is the short interest. It's 21 days at 15% short interest. So if this thing starts to move, it could really pump. You see how it did it here and here. 10% move, 8% move, 5% move. So it could potentially have a massive move in the coming days. The numbers are great. The ratings are alright. Forward estimates are good. RS rating is pretty good. I'd say it's very good. If we break above these highs right here at 26.80, you could look to start a new position. And once again, all of the options, the recommended options that I would purchase, I'm going to attach to the stock watch list for you guys. Here we have gold. So gold, the RS rating is obviously not good, but this is more of a defensive sector. So if the market, the other markets or indexes are ever under pressure, a lot of times you'll see people flee to gold, silver, safe assets, if you will. And it looks like we pushed past the 200-day here with volume, and the last couple days we've just been moving on a decrease in volume. So if we could break above these tops right here at 170, or excuse me, we'll do right here at 170.10, you could look to make a new buy. Oops, I think that's it. Alright, so I left out all the stocks that had involved purchasing shares only, because I know you guys prefer options, and I think I'll do that going forward. So, hope this watch list is helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and you guys have a good rest of your night.